U.S. Supreme Court set to overturn Roe v. Wade in Mississippi abortion case. Members of the U.S. Supreme Court have indicated that they are ready to overturn Roe v. Wade, potentially ending the right to abortion in the United States and setting the stage for the procedure to becoming illegal in Mississippi and many other states, from the Politico report from Monday night. Politico obtained a draft majority opinion written by Justice Samuel Alito and labeled Opinion of the Court, in which the justices sided with the state of Mississippi in the case of Dobbs v. Jackson, Women's Health Organization. The document obtained by Politico is a draft that could change before the court's final ruling. We hold that Roe and Casey must be overturned, Alito writes in the draft document, referring to the 1992 case that mostly upheld the right to abortion. It is time to heed the Constitution and return to the issue of abortion of the people's elected representatives. I am not a fan of this argument because it's just another states' right argument, you know? It's just like, oh, well, the states are so much better at regulating the individual lives of citizens within those states. Yeah. I live in this state. I live within the state of Mississippi. Considering that we have one of the most unfair elections in the rest of the country for any of our states, as in a tenth of our population is not allowed to vote. Our voting districts are ridiculously fucked up and stuff of the like. Yeah, these guys do not hold the opinion of me. They do not hold the opinion of several hundred thousands of voters. They don't even hold the opinion of the direct majority, despite this state being so small and so red-leaning. But hey, what are you going to do? The states are so good at regulating the laws for the citizens within those states. They're so wonderful at that. Now, 37% of this state votes Democrat. Around 54, last time I checked, were against the overturning of Roe v. Wade. But yes, let the states decide from this. I guarantee you, if it was left up to the states, abortion would be flat out banned in this state, despite the majority opinion not wanting it to be. But who cares, 79% of this state wanted weed to be legal. But hey, guess what happened? Governor Tate Reeves said no and vetoed that bill. But hey, he knows what's best, right? He knows how to govern his individual state. In a statement, the Mississippi Attorney General's office, which argued that the state's position before the Supreme Court, said that the political report and the opinion to which it linked could not be verified. We will let the Supreme Court speak for itself and wait for the court's official opinion, Attorney General Flynn Fitch said. The court's opinion on this case was widely expected to come in June. The leak of the document is the first time in modern history that a court opinion has become public before it issues its ruling. If ultimately adopted by the court, ruling would overturn a 49-year-old precedent, arguing that the 7-2 decision in 1973 was egregiously wrong from the start. Mississippi is one of the several states with trigger laws that will automatically ban abortion, with few exceptions if the court rules to overturn Roe. The Washington, D.C. based news organization reported that during an initial vote on the case after oral arguments in December, Alito was joined by conservative justices Amy Coney Barrett, Neil Gorsuch, Brett Kavanaugh, and Clarence Thomas. The alignment could change before the opinion is finalized, and the justices often make multiple rounds of revisions before releasing its ruling. And there's something that's interesting. Both Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett both said under oath, to the American people, that they were not going to overturn Roe v. Wade. Well, it looks like they lied if the majority opinion holds true. If they do vote to overturn it, hey, guess what? They just fucking lied, and you know what that means? Impeachable. So for their own safety and careers, well, not safety. I imagine they'll be pretty safe if they get impeached. But for their own careers, they better hope to not overturn it, They've already had a mishap whenever they decided to not look to uh, indict Texas over their last little hiccup. But yeah, this one they don't really get the choice to not look the other way. They have to say yes or no, so that for their own political careers and justice careers, they're gonna want to say no. So let's hope that they do. Politico reported that the three Democratic appointed justices, Stephen Breyer, Elena Kagan, and Sonia Sotomayor, are working on one or more draft dissent opinions. The publication reported that the position of Chief Justice John Roberts, who has shown the most reticence than his fellow Republican appointees to overturn the past rulings on abortion, is unclear. The case stems from a 2018 Mississippi law banning abortions after 15 weeks. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit struck down the law, finding that it ran afoul of the right to an abortion before fetal viability. Mississippi repealed the decision, and the Supreme Court announced it would hear the case in May 2021. During oral arguments in December, Mississippians on both sides of the issue rallied in Jackson. At downtown Jackson Smith Park, the abortion freedom fighters rallied drew about 100 people. Mississippi has always been counted out, but today we showed not just the Supreme Court, but the governor. We've shown people that we are not going to let y'all make decisions on our bodies, said Valencia Robinson, CEO and founder of Mississippi in Action. Women, pregnant people, nobody. Because if you're taking one right away, you're going to start trying to take other rights away. Which is true. That is very true. We know how it goes. We've all heard the poem. First they came for the communists. And it ends with, then they came for me. Now, slippery slope arguments aren't my favorite thing, but a lot of times it tends to be the case, certainly with abortion. Because, yeah, that's happened a lot. They've been slowly filing away at like abortion rights and all of that by cutting down weeks and stuff like that, going from like 30 to like 27, 24, and all the way down to 15. So yeah, it's certainly something that Republicans will do, and yeah, I'm not a fan of that. So personally, I think Democrats should write it into law at some point that, yeah, abortion is a right. And by at some point, I mean tomorrow would be best. I would like that. I would like it by this afternoon. Because although I do hate Democrats, I have to admit they're the one people who can kind of get this done. So, yeah. I know they're not famously known for their action, and their inaction is what caused this to happen. And I know a lot of other leftists are so fucking angry at them right now and are, losing faith within the Democratic Party. And fair. That's completely fair. But what's happening is that a lot of them are forgetting to turn that anger towards Republicans, and they're taking that anger they would feel from conservatives to Democrats. And that doesn't really help anyone whatsoever. Although Democrats are fools, they're not exactly the villains in this. You know what I mean? It's like a horror movie. Yeah, maybe the main character dies from their own bad choices, but hey, they're not the ones actively killing other people. So still, I wish other leftists and liberals would direct their anger directly at Republicans and not the Democrats in this. But I do need to clarify that we do need to still be angry at Democrats. That way their inaction turns to action, and to finally get this shit fixed. Stop this from happening. Because, yeah, this is not great. This shouldn't have even happened. After, in 1993, they should have put it into law. But they didn't. And now that is coming back on us. So, yeah, law would be great. I would just appreciate if the court does not overturn uh, Roe at the moment, and then the law comes in, you know? But who knows? Because good old Mississippi sure knows how to fuck a good time, you know? They know how to ruin everyone's time because it's Mississippi, you know? Love this state for everything it does.